Okay, hello, everyone. It is another episode of Dirty Fasting Life, and I am Miko, Miss Miko. And I wanted to come on and just do a really quick video, a really quick update. It's been a while since my last video. I am still essentially doing rolling fast. I have pretty much done a few breaks. I haven't been as intense as I usually am. So I've been eating a little bit more regularly. Still have not put on a lot of weight at all. Going to the gym, I basically teeter between 174 and maybe about 180, 183. Um, Today I'm at 183. And I have been fasting, kind of intermittent fasting. So today, for instance, is day 3 of my fasting. I did have a little bit to eat today. And when I say a little bit, like protein and coffee. But, you know, not much. Oh, and I also had some cream of wheat. So, with a lot of butter in it. So, the important thing to do is to, when you are dirty fasting, is to try your best to not go over about 500 calories. And you can kind of go as low as maybe 50 to 100 calories, but you do want to get some calories in. Now that kind of brings me to the reason why I'm doing this video. So, in the past, I've promoted a few folks on my page, like Colleen Marie and Elatom Elamine, who are both made some changes to their fasting, or essentially not fasting at this point, routine. So, Colleen Marie, I still follow her, but she actually has a syndrome that causes her to have jaundice of the eyes, of the yellowing of the eyes. So she's no longer doing alternate day fasting. Um, and I believe Elatom, he still talks about fasting. He's on a more pranic journey, a lot more meditation, and he's more so on a solitarian, breatharian path. So the important thing to take from this, even mentioning this, is that people are going to do what is best for them, and so you have to do what is best for you. Never blindly follow people when it comes to your health journey. Fasting is just a tool that a lot of people can use. There's a lot of different forms of fasting, from intermittent fasting to dirty fasting to alternate day fasting, rolling 72 autophagy style fasting. There's a lot of ways to fast. So don't let people influence you to say, oh, well, if you're dirty fasting, you're not fasting. It's simply not true. I've shared my story before. Go back and look at my first video. I don't have a lot of videos on here, but my first, and I think especially my second video, really explains how I started. The fact that I went through weight loss surgery. I had the gastric sleeve done in 2016, and I still regained almost 50, 60 pounds after having the gastric sleeve. So, dirty fasting was really what kept me on the right track, and it helped me to just get more energy, get more control over what I'm eating, um, and it allows me to put my body into ketosis and burn fat and for energy. So I say all that to say, um, on Colleen's page, I noticed that there were people who clearly was probably traumatized from the fact that she's no longer doing an alternate day fast. And one of the first things that pops up is, So I had a question about dirty fasting, and then, people are like, well, if you eat something, you're no longer fasting. Why don't you just, don't focus on dirty fasting? Why don't you look at that's really calorie restriction? Okay, let's talk about what calorie restriction is and what dirty fasting is. First of all, dirty fasting, simply put, is you are either consuming a almost nothing, like for instance, coffee, um, no sugar in it. Maybe you might put some cream in it. Um, Cream in your tea, pretty much water, coffee, tea. Um, you might put a little bit of monk fruit or honey in your tea. It may equate to about 50 to 100 calories. Okay, that's allowed in dirty fasting. Um, my philosophy on dirty fasting and what has worked for me through my research is anywhere between 300 to 500 calories. That is what works for me. And the reason as to why is because the your brain needs at least 300 calories to just function, period. So if your brain needs at least 300 calories, then give give your brain some help. And once in a while, and allow for your body to get those calories. So I try to do a broth. I might do a little bit of the seaweed um, sheets. I do gummies, supplements. I have to make sure I get my vitamins. I make sure I get my magnesium, um, potassium, a little bit of baking soda, a little bit of salt. Sometimes put a little lime or lemon juice in my water or tea. Coconut water, um, kombucha. I do those types of things to help get me through the day because I tend to fast for longer than a day or 2 days. Sometimes I will fast anywhere up to 5 to 6 days. I tend to not go over that. So I'll break, I will eat like normal, like breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, pretty much eat whatever I want, and then go back to the rolling 72 fasting. And the reason why I elected for 72 hours or an average between 72 hours and maybe 5 or 6 days is because that's when I start to feel and see the results of uh, autophagy style fasting. So that's dirty fasting. Restricted calories is a form of a diet that consists of, you may wake up, have a salad, you may have a protein shake, you may have 2 boiled eggs and some toast. For lunch, you may have um, some boiled chicken for dinner. Um, that's calorie restriction. You still have meals. They're just smaller. They're portion controlled, and they're restricted in terms of calories. That is not the same as dirty fasting. Okay, dirty fasting is you're not calorie restricting. Um, you pretty much try to stay to fluids. But if you are going to chew and eat something, it should be earlier in the day to allow your body time to digest the food. Um, Another thing I want to discuss really quickly is the importance and the timing of when you're eating when you are doing a dirty fast of more than a day. Say you're doing 2, 3, 4, and sometimes in my case, 5 or 6 days. You do not want to start eating at 6, 7 o'clock. It's just not a good idea. Your body is starting to shut down and prepare for rest. And the melatonin is spiking. And when it does, it when it comes to digesting food, it's just not happening. And you know that when you eat late at night, go to bed, and you wake up and you have that full filling, your stomach feels full, um, nothing has moved, you might even be burping a little bit because your body essentially is done for the day, it's preparing for rest. um, It'll start breaking that food down and moving it along when you wake up in the morning, but it's not good for you, it's not good for your digestion either. So another bit of advice: try to get those calories in earlier in the day. At about, I don't know, I'll say like in the summertime, it starts to get dark around 8 or 9. I would shut down eating around 7 p.m. in the summer. In the winter time, you might want to shut down eating around 3 or 4 o'clock because it's going to start to get dark around 5, 6 o'clock. So, circadian rhythm is really important, energy, really important, meditation, really important. And one thing that a lot of the fasting sort of, uh, followers or people that are doing a lot of these videos, they do not talk about um, going to the bathroom. You should be urinating. That first day when you start back onto your fasting, you should be urinating. You should be having bowel movements. If you are not having at least two bowel movements and frequent urination on your fasting day, at least the first day. Second day, it kind of starts to balance itself out, but that first day is probably not going to be the best day. Um, you might have headaches, you might be very tired, dizzy, all of that, and it's okay. That is normal and it's natural. It should happen, but make sure you're urinating and having a bowel movement pretty much daily when you are fasting. If it comes to a halt at some point, um, you might want to end your fast, and that might be controversy for some people, but or controversial for some people. But I really do feel like if you're not eliminating, it's not a good look. Trust me. You start getting backed up, and the whole point of fasting is to detox and rejuvenate. If you are experiencing difficulty, um, you know, I've heard Colleen mention hair breakage, along with the yellowing of the eyes. If you are experiencing things like this where it's not passing, a few hours go by and you're still not feeling good, you need to stop fasting for that day, or consult with a doctor. Fasting should not be bringing about issues for you. It should not be exasperating diseases and causing syndromes for you. Fasting should be cleansing, therapeutic. Yes, the byproduct is losing weight. You want to tone up your muscle and look good without clothes on? Head to the gym. Go for some walks, tone your body. But you be sure to drink water. Um, Make sure you're taking a liquid or chewable style of vitamin. Um, there's so many benefits to fasting. Take a hot bath, at the end of the day, and just, sweat in a sauna. Let that excess water come out of you and make sure you're replenishing yourself with water when you come out of that sauna or, warm bath. So there's a lot of benefits to it. It should never be negative. It should never be a negative experience. And if you're feeling that, stop it. It's just really not for you. Try something else. But fasting has been wonderful for me. But again, do your research, find out what's best for you. August is coming up, and my goal for August is 170. It was my goal for this month, but again, I decided to just enjoy the summer and enjoy being, size 12 and, and a lot smaller than I've been in many years. So enjoy the ride. Um, Enjoy, the benefits of what you are accomplishing on this health journey. It's a holistic journey. It's a personal journey. It is um, something that is not a competition. It's not a race. You can reset. You can start over. You can um, alter your fasting regimen. It's all up to you. Do not let anyone tell you what's the one way to do it. Do what's best for you. I glad I did not blindly follow anyone. I definitely took their wealth of knowledge and applied it to my life and found what worked best for me. In dirty fasting, even though it sounds negative, it has been the perfect combination for me. Um, my digestion slows down. It allows for me to go into an autophagy state. Um, it allows for my body to cleanse itself. It allows for me to lose excess weight and sleep good at night or have tons of energy. I work out. It's a wonderful thing. It is not calorie restriction. Calorie restriction is calorie restriction. You're still eating, basic 3 meals a day, snacks in between, and you are reducing the amount of calories you put into your body. Dirty fasting, you are not going over 300, 500 is kind of on the higher end. Um, I don't necessarily recommend 500. I more so suggest between 50 to 300 calories a day and consuming that at those time frames. So right now, summertime, you would stop, drinking your teas or your coffees or putting cream in your coffee or sipping on broths or, drinking coconut water and different things I've suggested. You would stop all that at 7, okay? Um, that's dirty fasting. So remember, do your research. Find out what's working best for you. Stick to it. Take breaks. Alternate. And most of all, pray if that's what you're into. Meditate. Surround yourself with positive people. And get some sun. Very, very important to go outside and let some sun hit you. Go for walks. Have a garden. um, walk your dog if you have a dog. A lot of times they're just waiting on you to get up and be active with them. Play with your children. Read a book. Journal. um, Light an incense. Light a candle. There's so many things that you can do to enrich your life on a daily basis. Do not let people get to you. Do not let negativity get to you. um, and just really keep God center for you. And that can be whatever for anyone. You can be an atheist. If God is not, the terminology for you, find what works for you. And whatever it is, hold on tight to it, love it, share that love with others, and you'll see that so many doors start to open up for you that have never been there before. But stick to it. Please stick to it. I don't know. Um, find a way to make it work for you. If it's not working for you, re-tailor it and start something else. But when I say stick to it, remember your health is your wealth. So just never give up on you. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. I do respond. And like it, share it, and hopefully other people will start to realize that dirty fasting is great. Fasting in general is great, and it really is the not a crutch. It is a wonderful way to cleanse and rejuvenate your body so you can live longer. So take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.